It's Saturday and the trade show weekend is in full swing. The Liebherr booth is a hive of activity again. Today, we will present you highlights of the machine shows. We will show you alternative drives and digital solutions. Let's go! For me, the first thing is again, hands-on, and I was particularly looking forward to that one today, because I'm standing on a real attraction here. This is the LTC 1050 3.1. There's nobody in the operator's cab, so it's rolling straight towards me, completely remote controlled. Armin will now tell us how it all works. Armin, hello. Hi Sebastian. What is the system behind it? We use our remote drive remote control here. To operate it, you actually take the standard BTT and insert it into the optional BTT console, and then you're ready to go. Who was the whole thing developed for? It is ideal for our crane operators who really want to maneuver in the tightest of spaces. The driver is directly at the tight spot and therefore has an ideal close-up view. Now it's hands-on. That means I get to do it. That's right. But please stay close to me. I'm here. Oh, it's very sensitive. It starts immediately. The response has been truly great, which is why we have included it in the current crane series Licon 3 up to the 5-axle models. At Liebherr, the future means smart and sustainable. Here are two examples: digital systems from the components product segment and a hydrogen-powered wheel loader. We are standing here in front of our L566 with the hydrogen drive. The machine is a first prototype. A typical large machine weighing 24 tons. The modification consists of converting a refueling system from a diesel tank to a hydrogen tank. This hydrogen tank is located behind the cab. In addition to this fueling system, there is also an engine that has been adapted for hydrogen. The essential approach is, of course, that we don't have any exhaust gases in there. Classic case, but we actually only have vaporized water as combustion residue, and absolutely no CO2 is produced during combustion. We will supply 2 customers with devices in the course of the year. The first is Strabag with a quarry in Austria, and the second customer is the company Gruby, which will be using a machine for earth moving near Bremerhaven. We have components on the stand that are all equipped with sensors, or that we equip with sensors specifically to make them smart. If I want to monitor the status of a component, it is important that I also measure various statuses. And with the sensors, that could be temperature, moisture, which can be pressures, forces on bearings. The component becomes smart and can then report its condition, so to speak. And it does. It then sends them to the cloud via an IoT gateway, and we can then build digital products on top of them. It used to be the case that we replaced things at fixed intervals, often as a preventative measure. And we now want to move towards predictive maintenance, predicting when things will break. We can then leave them in the field for longer because we have a relatively high degree of certainty that the components are still doing well, and we can then replace them if we need to. The slewing bearing, for example, is replaced up to 10 times in a lifetime, and so that you know when you need to replace it, we measure the wear there and can offer a fairly accurate percentage of the component's remaining service life. You can't help but be amazed here. On the Liebherr Square, machines are presented every day in an impressive show, such as the T264, which we have already seen, or the crawler crane LR1400. The LH60 high-rise port E, the specialist for port handling, is right in the middle of it all. But first, a few impressions of the show. I am now on the LH60M high-rise port E. Susan, what is so special about this machine?
The LH60M high-rise port E is explicitly designed for the harbour. That means the entire machine boom, stick, upper carriage has a perfect load capacity, so that I can unload my ship as quickly as possible. The LH60 is also an electric machine. It's completely electric. This means that I have no loss compared to a diesel unit. It works just the same. I have a 50-meter cable winding system at the back, so that I can also move the machine easily.
Susan, the Liebherr site is really quite impressive due to the size of the machines. How has the response been so far?
The response has been enormous. Hundreds of customers come every day to ask us questions. Electricity is a particularly big topic, and I am proud that we at Liebherr can offer so many electric machines here on the booth. And of course, the LH60.
Vielen Dank.
Gerne.
Standing on R9400E, Liebherr's electric crawler excavator for mining applications. But Liebherr is always thinking one step ahead. And that's why we're now taking a look, hands on the future, at its big brother, which is already being tested in Colmar. And that is the R9600E. The R9600E Generation 8 is the last model we have built. We have several electric motors in the machine. It's not battery operated, but there's a cable behind it, via a cable reel. And we get the power directly into the machine via this cable, into the engines. This Generation 8 machine has everything that we have built into the other Generation 8 diesel machines to date, especially for the operator, as well as for the entire maintenance department and for the people who will be sitting in an office somewhere later and want to know, what happens to my machine? What are the error codes, the error messages, all the troubleshooting and also the performance of the machine? One advantage of an electric machine over a diesel machine, for example, is maintenance. Here we can say that the smallest preventive maintenance we have to do is every 1,000 hours. We also know that the whole machine runs more smoothly. This means that you can also say that the hydraulic components have a longer service life.
Da es eine neue Maschine ist, wird sie zahlreichen Tests unterzogen.
As it is a new machine, it is subjected to numerous tests. The cable reel is a new development. The pressure and speed of the cable reel must be determined so that this happens correctly when the heavy cable is unwound when traveling forwards. And when reversing, I want to be able to wind it up, also so that I don't come into conflict when moving the machine between the chain and the cable, which could cause major problems.
Was große Probleme bereiten könnte.
The challenge is to prepare the machine so well that you can get it into the mine anywhere in the world. They have electricity there. They have 6,600 volts in the machine with more than 300 amps. Of course, this is very dangerous, especially if they want to intervene somewhere. New things come up every day. There are new discussions. That doesn't mean that if the machine is here now, it's finished. That really is Liebherr's motto, that we also sit down with our customers to see what we can further develop for them. We are at the test and drive site, the perfect place for Liebherr enthusiast customers to experience highlights up close and hands-on. Here you can drive, dig, steer and, above all, marvel. Tomorrow, we'll be showing you the wheeled excavator A911 in action. So, don't miss it. That's it for me today. I'm now making my way back to the exhibition center in a very comfortable rickshaw.
Servus.
Hello, Sebastian. Yoshi. Watch out, I have to get back to the show ground, but it's not called hands-on for nothing. That means you're free now. Sit in the back and make yourself comfortable, and I'll take over at this point.
So. Na dann.
Perhaps I should have thought about that beforehand. That was episode 6, but now for good. Tomorrow it's hands-on at Liebherr for the very last time with the Liebherr Bauma video magazine. See you there.